Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Henning Pauli. In case you don't know that would be totally fine. Today we're looking at a bass. Today we're looking at the Dingwall Nolly bass, the NG. I don't know what the number is. Is it NG3? I actually don't know. Dingwall. Sorry, Sheldon. Sheldon Dingwall is his name. That's where it comes from. It's not like a made-up word, but it sounds funny. So, the Nolly from that band Periphery does the genty stuff, and they do the heavy and the roar, but then also very melodic stuff and complicated and open stringy. I don't know this stuff. I'm old. And you would be wrong to think that this bass can only do that. It can most certainly do that extremely well. Now that modern, brutal bass tone is instantly there. When you get that bass and the anagram, which I got on the table from Dark Glass, and you go to preset 1 and the bass tone is there. We're gonna, of course, explore that. But there's a lot more to have fun with the Dingwall and with the Nolly, which is probably why it's such a great seller. Not seller like below your house. That's a different kind of seller. Sounds the same though. Anyway, I always thought it's kind of like a big bass because you see these multi-scale things and you think it's overwhelmingly huge. And I have very big basses, ultra long scale, 6 strings, all that stuff. I got a 7-string from Ibanez with half fretless, all that. This is a very comfortable bass. This is actually like I have basses where I have to reach over here. Don't have to do that because it goes quite a bit out over here. It's just very comfortable all the way through. Okay, before we go into more stuff, I think I filmed an unboxing when it arrived quite a while ago.
Why?
So, full disclosure, I've been talking to Musefacts who distribute these for a long time, and it took over a year or maybe over 2 years for them to finally send the bass, which also meant this is a trade show model and it's an older model because now they come with a new bridge. So I cannot actually review the model that you would be buying if you're buying this fresh off the shelf at Thomann. This is individual bridges for each string. And on the new one, it's one block. So this is one model older, but that's fine. This is made in China, as are all the Dingwalls except for the ones that come out of Canada, custom shop stuff. And there we're looking at 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 euro. Now, this is still not very affordable, but it is fairly priced. Let's put it this way. This is around 3,000 bucks, between 28 and 3, depending on colors and stuff like this. And you might say, wait, for a Chinese product? Well, that means nothing. It's all the oversight, the materials, the quality control. Just because it's made in China doesn't in any way mean this is Temu quality. Absolutely not. And as far as I understand, they all go to Canada where they're checked, set up, everything. Or maybe they do more there. I don't know. But The one thing that feels a little bit weird, which has to be on it, is that there is this little tiny sticker made in China, which is a sticker that you would have on a very cheap product. But it has to be on there because it's the law. So do not think that this is an inferior product because it is made in China. That would be dumbass-ery. We got a beautiful plate over here with Nolly signature. And so, this NG doesn't say what number. We have dual batteries with magnets. Very nice. Very tightly crammed in there. You're going to have a problem getting these out. But that's, of course, very neat to be able to take that off if your batteries fail on stage. If they fail on stage, that's your fault for not changing your batteries. Beautiful bolt-on neck, like the Michael. It's not roasted or anything. It's not flamey. It's just a beautifully playable neck. It does the job. Bit of a volute here. And we've got these very nice open-geared tuners that say, what on them? Capshot. These are killer. Really, really good tuners. Like, you can't ask for more. Lightweight. And I love how incredibly small the headstock is on this thing. Really, really impressive. Well, before we go into more, let's go play a bit badly, because I don't really know how to play bass when the music isn't playing. And we get some product shots that we already made. Here we go. This, with the anagram as a bass player, I'm going to say is really all you need. What do we have? We have active passive. This was active. That's passive. Let's look at some specs here. This is a 5-string dark glass electronics, solid body. It's the combustion body. It's an alder body, multi-scale from 34 to 37, 34 to 37, 864 millimeters to 940 millimeters. Bolt-on neck, 5-piece maple. 5-piece? Oh yeah, can you see that? 5-piece maple neck. Black dot inlays, 24 frets. I mean, the dots are not in the middle. They're at the bottom. I like that. I wouldn't need anything in the fretboard. Humbuckers, 3 of them. Dingwall FD3s. 3-band EQ, 1 volume, bass, middle, treble, a 1 blend. Which, what? I guess that's the pickup thing. Black nickel hardware. Gig bag. Actually, rather nice gig bag. Well, that's what you would expect if you're spending that kind of money. You expect a really good bass, and what you're getting is a really good bass. Now, for over a year before this arrived, I used the Vola ZVA, about €1,300, a very, very solid bass in any style, absolutely great. So I'm trying to use this as its replacement and also use it in any style, except if it's really, really out there. And do from the super heavy, which it clearly can do, to the singer-songwriter stuff and the blues and the punk and the fun and so on. And it so far delivers. I recorded a shit ton of songs with it already, which we're going to look at in a second. And it really can do way more than the Gent. as for the pickups, well, we got volume here. We got a clicky blend switch. And then we got the 3-band EQ. So let's look at the 3-band EQ. What are you hearing? You're hearing the anagram on Peggy Party. We might as well go to the 412 or 410 or whatever that is. So that's a compressor, Ampeg, and then a cab. And that's running into my 2 Tonex cabs, which are in the room, and that's how I monitor. I'm going to mix in the room in a tiny bit. You're hearing stereo DI, but also a Nouveau N28 from AEA mixed in a little bit. That's a beautiful stereo ribbon mic to get us some of the room tone. I'm not running this very loudly in here. So here we are, all centered. Wait, that's centered. There are, of course, notches, as there should be. Pretty subtle. Mids. No, I'm still... It's subtle because I was passive. That's the bass. Here we go. I'm dumbass. I could have also read that. Ah, that's the treble. Of course, if I used my ears, that would really help. Boy, don't watch these reviews, guys. I set this up once and that was it. So that was the treble. Mids. That's very apparent. Definitely a lot of bass there or none. Why would you buy a bass to not have bass? And then I kick in the top end a bit and the bottom end a bit. Many people have asked me how you get in that sound when there's all this bass up here. I said this into the anagram and you're done. And that's really what I'm doing. So let's go into the pickups. All the way to the right, we've got the bridge by itself. Okay. One over, we got these two together. And then one over, we got these two together, which is probably where I'd land most of the time. And here we got only the neck. Do I have something that can do that? What's this? Don't know why anyone would need that. What do we have here? Peggy Pig. Why? I don't understand. Where are the bass sounds? How about some bass? Okay, some chorus, why not? So, let's talk about, oh, here. To me, that's too much. So, but if we go to 1A, that's what I use for the heavy shit. That's a super cool sound. And then I apply a little bit of LA2A compression, a little bit of 560 API graphic EQ, take 250 Hertz out, push the low end a bit, push a little bit at 1K, and bam, Bob's your uncle. There's my bass sound for my tracks. So before we go into the tracks, why the multi-scale? Now, many of you know this already. Interestingly, at Session, they wrote one of the key features is multi-scale to improve intonation. I think that's full of shit. As far as I know, I don't think it improves intonation. Here's the idea. To have tightness, you need string pull. So for the lower string, it's a good idea to be longer, to have a tighter string pull. So at the same pitch, the string is less flabby and tighter. The tighter the string is, the quicker the attack. So if you want these low notes to be really there, you know, that kind of shit, you want a long string. For the higher strings, it's not necessary, and you don't want them to be too tight. So these strings are less pulled because they have a shorter scale. These strings are tighter, have more tension because they're longer. That's the whole idea. I do not think it has anything to do with intonation. So I don't know why a professional shop like Session would fucking write that, unless I'm completely wrong. So I've recorded many beautiful tracks with this. Recorded, not wrote, because you know why. So let me play you a whole bunch of them to show you the range of what this instrument can do. You're going to see lots of guitars because I blend in the bass here or there because it's usually about guitars on the channel. But trust me, everything was recorded with this bass. So here we go.
Twisting, coiling, suffocating. The serpent rises, death is waiting. Serpent, coiled in haze. Serpent, twisting fate. down to his feet. Dirty dog, rolling around like a happy hog. Dirty dog, he don't care as he jumps like a frog. Mama, she hollers on Joey, no, but it just wags his tail and there he goes. Stupid woke up sunburned, thongs on the wrong damn feet. Ketchup on his meat pie, still calls the serve on the petrol street. Tried to surf a rip at Bondi on a $5 Kmart bowl. Got dark, lost his son is now he swears at the ocean lord. Stella's got the blues, too much red dust in his shoes. Can't throw a snag on a Barbie ride, burns them black every Saturday night. Yeah, Stella's got the blues.
Well, and there we are. This is a very, very solid tool. For the heavy stuff, absolutely. But for much more than the heavy stuff, I think this is just a workhorse bass. Not in boutique range price-wise, we're not in the 5,000 whatever range, but also not in bargain basement territory. We're at 3,000 bucks, and you're gonna say 3,000 bucks for a made in China bass. If that's your opinion, I can't convince you of anything else. But the quality and the parts and the sound, playability, everything is here. Country of origin, in this case, I don't think has a lot to say when the quality and fun and playability is that good. Nolly, get good. Somebody had to say it. This combined with the very, very cool anagram from Dark Glass, which I will do a review on. This thing is so simple, so straightforward, easy to use, small, comes in a little carrying case, which is over there somewhere. Honestly, if bass was my main thing, that's all I would carry with me. Kick back, anagram in it, that baby, done. And I would probably be able to do almost any gig I can possibly imagine. Well done, Dingwall. Thank you, Dingwall. Thank you, Luca and Musifacts, for sending this over. I have a new tool for the low stuff now, and I'm using it almost every day. That's the truth. Why would I say anything else? No money exchanged hands. Gear was traded for this video. That's how it was done. And I will put links below. Use them if you want to support the channel. That really helps. And if not, that's also fine. You don't have to buy anything. If you don't have money, don't buy anything. That would be stupid. Do not go into debt for musical instruments. Please don't. Okay? World's tough enough. You need food. But if you want to buy something, links below. And animals at the end, as always.